How's it going, Magpies? Magpie Leon here. In today's video we're going to be talking about Season 8 of the Master Chief Collection, why I'm excited for it, what it could mean for the future of Master Chief Collection, and how it also could mean something for Halo Infinite. So recently the Flight Fair, the 8th season of Master Chief Collection recently dropped and I got the opportunity to play it. The update is bringing a plethora of new customization content to Halo 3 Reach and Halo Combat Evolved, as well as a new map for Halo 3 and some new Firefight content for ODST. And I'll say right off the bat, I do think all of this content is pretty cool. All of the stuff they're adding is pretty neat. We'll delve into it a bit deeper in a second, but I do just want to get it out of the way. I do think all of this content is really cool, and I'm glad that I've had the opportunity to play the Flight and get to have a look at some of the new armors and some of the customization stuff and play the new map and try out the new game modes. I can't wait for it to actually release in Master Chief Collection when everything's been a bit more refined and like some bugs have been fixed and whatnot. But anyway, let's start by talking about the customization. So chances are you've probably all seen this by now. They're adding some new armour that's sort of based off different mythologies and time periods. So you've got like your Nordic armour. These are the ones that are like based off Thor and Loki, and some of the ones that look like Skyrim armour. You've got your medieval ones, which are like, you know, your Crusaders, your Knights. You've even got like the hooded skull one and stuff like that. They all look really cool. And also you've got your like Roman Empire ones, so your traditional Spartan ones, and those weird ones that have faces. Not a huge fan of those ones, but I will admit the actual like Roman Spartan ones are really cool. All of these armors are all getting full armor sets for Halo 3, but all the helmets are also coming to Halo Reach. As well, we're also getting brand new poses. These will be shown off like the top 3 players when you finish the match, and these are being added to Halo 3 and Halo Combat Evolved. They look fine in Halo 3, Combat Evolved not so much. You can see a lot of like texture stretching and stuff like that going on. It isn't very pleasant. I hope this is something they sort of tweak for when it actually drops in the actual game, when the actual update comes out. I mean, it's still pretty funny, definitely nice to have that content be added, but it just doesn't look the best in Combat Evolved. We're also getting some brand new back accessories for Halo 3. These include a variety of shields and also some ancient weaponry. They're all really cool. But yeah, obviously the most important stuff is the brand new armor sets for Halo 3 and all the helmets from those sets coming to Reach. In Reach, you can now make your Spartan look like Taskmaster, which is really cool. That's what I did like straight away. I mean, I've already like recorded a clip and uploaded that of like my Taskmaster looking Spartan in Reach. It is definitely something that is really cool to see. I will admit, a lot of the helmets make your head look huge in Reach. It does look like you've got a bobblehead Spartan, but I feel like that also depends on what armor you sort of mix and match with. A lot of the helmets look a lot better if you're wearing sort of buffer armor to make your Spartan overall look a lot bigger. If you've like got your armor all stripped down and your Spartan looks quite skinny, then these helmets will make your head look huge. I do hope they sort of change the sizing of the helmets when the full update comes out, because sometimes this does definitely look quite a bit off. But as far as the armor sets in Halo 3 go, I think they all look great. I think majority of the helmets all look fine, bar the ones that I said I wasn't too fond of. But they all fit nicely with the armors. Now, some of them don't look as good in the menu, but most of those issues don't exist when you're actually in game. For example, I think the issue is the fact that a lot of the newer armors they've added are a lot higher quality. They've been made with newer modeling software and they've got like newer textures and stuff, but in game they all seem to fit together a lot nicer. But saying that, they don't all look horrible when mixed and matched in the menu anyway. As well as the new armors in Halo 3, we also got some new undersuits, some chainmail type ones, which definitely fit with these new armor sets quite well. And they all look really cool, even with some of the like original Halo 3 armor and some of the Halo Online sets. These new tech suits actually look really cool. I'm not a huge fan of the Gen 2 stuff normally, but these ones definitely stand out. I experimented a little bit, mix and matching different armor sets, which I'll show on screen, which, well, I've probably already put up on screen, but some of these armor sets do look really cool. I like the Skyrim looking one. I think that's cool. Like that whole, like the Nordic sets all look pretty solid. And I'm also a big fan of that hooded skull one, which I already said. And a lot of them overall, I just think look really cool. There's definitely been a lot of controversy surrounding these new armor sets, and not everyone is too happy with them. But in my opinion, I do think they're alright. I like that we're getting brand new content to Halo 3, and as cool as it would be for them to add armor sets that look a bit more in line with Halo 3's art style, I can't deny how nice it is to sort of have these things there. It's very welcome in my opinion, seeing these like medieval armor sets and stuff like that. It's cool. And I definitely hope we get to see stuff like this in Infinite. Now I do think if we do get armor sets similar to this in Infinite, they will make sure, considering all the armors being made for that game are being made for that game, they'll probably all fit nicely together a bit better than they do in Halo 3. And one thing that is cool with the customization is the fact that they're adding stuff to multiple games. We're getting helmets in Halo 3 and Reach, not just like different helmets for each, but we're getting the same armor in both of those games, which shows that's something 343 are experimenting with. Now this could mean that these armors are planned to release in Infinite, but it could also mean that different armors are going to be added to different games in Master Chief Collection, and we might finally get to see some new Halo 2 Anniversary stuff. In fact, we could actually see Halo 4 armors get added to Halo 2 Anniversary, or Halo Reach armors get added to Halo 2 Anniversary, which if that ends up happening, that'll be really cool. I've said this in the past, I want to see the Halo 4 Elite armors playable in Halo 2 Anniversary, and I would definitely like to see some Halo 4 armors be added, just to sort of add some new content to that game, and that's something that I hope this leads to in the future. We're also getting some cool weapon skins that are Destiny references, which could mean that we do get a crossover between Destiny and Halo at some point. Anyway, moving away from the customization stuff, let's talk about the new map. The new map is called Icebox, and it was originally made for Halo Online, but is now being reworked to fit better into Halo 3. It's a remake of Tyr from Halo 2, which is a good map anyway, and seeing this in Halo 3, I've got to admit, it's pretty nice. I haven't had the chance to properly play it in a match yet, but I have explored it sort of on my own, and it all looks really solid. It is a very visually pleasing map. I imagine its gameplay is pretty fun too, from what I've seen. A lot of people have praised the map, saying that it is really fun to play on. There's not too much I can say about it. It's a remake of a map from Halo 2. It looks nice. That's pretty much as far as I can go with that. Say the biggest thing that's coming with this update is definitely the new additions to ODST Firefight, being Flood Fight, which is Firefight against the Flood, and also they've added Elites to ODST Firefight, which is really cool to see considering you don't fight Elites in the entirety of ODST or Halo 3. So seeing this is definitely a really nice addition. The Elites are extremely tough. I actually played a game of Firefight and then I was having a pretty good run, but the second the Elites started to spawn in, me and my team got wiped within minutes. They should not be underestimated. The Elites in this game are really tough. And looking at Flood Fight, this mode is really fun. Getting to fight the Flood in a firefight setting is something not just I've wanted, but like everyone's wanted forever. Since like Firefight was created, I think people have wanted a Flood Firefight mode, and it's nice that 343 are finally delivering on this. It could mean that they add brand new stuff to Firefight in Reach maybe, and to Master Chief Collection overall, but this could also mean things for Infinite, which, fingers crossed, we get a Flood Firefight for Infinite. That would be really cool. I hope Firefight is there at launch. I hope that is a mode that's there, and seeing like a Flood version of it could be something that's really cool. I have had the chance to play Flood Fight and Firefight against the Elite, but I did encounter some issues when playing Flood Fight. Basically, after we'd sort of beat the first wave of enemies, no reinforcements spawned in until about 8 minutes into the game, where at this point 2 of my teammates had left anyway. There was nothing there was nothing to fight, and then when reinforcements did spawn in, me and the other player left, beat those reinforcements, only for, again, nothing to spawn in. I was in the match for about 12 minutes and we didn't even fight a full round. So I hope this is something that is definitely fixed for when the update launches. But those waves that I did get to fight against, it's safe to say it was really fun. And the suppressed SMG is very effective against the Flood. It's very nice to use the ODST weapons against the Flood. I think that's pretty cool. One thing I forgot to mention with the customization is this is supposed to sort of showcase the fractures for Infinite, which is similar to that samurai armor. I think are supposed to be like events that they'll do in the game that add new armors from like different styles and stuff, but they aren't actually canon. but it also sort of showcases how customization could work with armor cores and how like you get different upgrades for your pieces of armor and stuff like that, which I'm intrigued to see how that will play out in Infinite. Overall, looking at the preview for Season 8, it's really fun. I'm glad I've had the opportunity to play it and to view these new armors, and I'm excited for when it fully releases, and hopefully a lot of the bugs that I have encountered and some of the issues I've picked up on are patched for when it fully releases. But overall, it's mostly positives. Seeing Flood Firefight is really cool. Seeing the elites in ODST Firefight is huge for me, and all the new customization stuff I think is pretty damn neat. Anyway folks, that's all from me today. I'll catch you in the next one.